Hey guys, I want to try something out again, and it's bringing back long-form comic reviews and turning them into overviews and discussions like how they were back in the beginning. I'm not going to be doing this for every comic I review, but I'm going to try and pick a few to test it out, every arc or 2 issues, and today is Miles Morales, Spider-Man issues 10 and 11, the Bad Blood arc. We start off with Miles just eating breakfast and telling his mom that the only plans he has for today are a self-day with all the crazy things that have been going on right now. Even with a self-day, Rio tells Miles to not forget to take the trash out when he leaves. Miles has been having anxiety attacks ever since his fight with Rabble back in issue 5, but today he wants to get his spider sense under control. To do that, he goes to an appointment. He uses Misty Knight's garage to meet Doc Samson, who is now Doc Sasquatch, for a therapy session. Doc tells Spider-Man that it's perfectly normal to have anxiety and what problems is he actually having. His spider sense is going off at anything. Doc asks if he's doing anything to help, and he's writing in his journal, but it's not helping anymore. Doc says as problems and trauma grow, we need to find better ways to dealing with them, like breathing exercises, and that Spider-Man is focusing too much on what ifs instead of what actually happened. He needs to focus on real threats instead of imagining what ifs he thinks up in his head to calm down and actually focus. Doc Sasquatch is impressed with Spider-Man taking to the therapy, and he will have future sessions with his student, and that if he's done here, then that's all for today. And Miles feels a lot better after the session. Later on in the day, Miles is caught off guard trying to focus by the speedster Hightail, who's here to arrest him for superheroing as a minor. Miles says he wasn't doing anything but swinging, and there's no law against that, and Hightail doesn't exactly know what to do after that, but doesn't believe him anyway and tries to take Spider-Man in. Miles can't take her speed on without his spider sense working, so he goes invisible and blinds her with a web ball to slip away on the train. Miles makes it home for some grub but smells something he forgot. The trash ripened in the house while he was gone. While throwing the trash out, he's ambushed by someone and slices their arm clean off, only for Blade to end it, and Miles meets Bloodline and Blade. Issue 10 is good as many people struggle with anxiety, especially if you're a superhero and your mind is filled with what ifs instead of what actually happened. That can overwhelm you. It's okay to seek help if your coping rituals aren't working for you anymore, because everyone needs help every now and then. On to Bad Blood Part 2, where Spider-Man just wanted to throw the trash out, and now he has Blade telling him he lives next to vampires. Blade tells the youngin that this was done by an energy vampire that has suckers instead of using fangs. Bloodline tells Spider-Man to think of it like worker bees getting all that energy and giving most of it to the hive, but Miles thinks he has a Queen Leech problem. Blade corrects him, saying like it's more a King Leech, or in this case an unkillable gluttony god. Spidey tells the Daywalkers that he wants to help, and Blade is surprised that he isn't trying to leave, so he gives him a little upgrade in place of his PJs. Blade has augmented Spider-Man's web shooters that they are infused with holy water, charms that enhance his bioelectric powers, and armor to protect from being turned. Miles has been using his detective skills to evolve his spider sense to focus on danger like a radar, but it's a work in progress. They find the vampire trying to attack some trick-or-treaters, and they wound the leech and follow it back to the nest. In the subway, they meet the old god Ramir. The vampire god is giving the trio all the smoke. Blade tells Spider-Man to use the belt, and we see that it's a UV spider signal to slow down the old god while Blade impales him. He can't die, but he can still feel pain. Blade starts sealing Ramir away, but Hightail ruins the party. Hightail tries to overwhelm Ramir with her speed, but nothing's working. Ramir gets the upper hand and turns the speedster, while Blade wants to kill Hightail because she can't leave. Spider-Man stops them because there has to be another way instead of killing Hightail. Bloodline asks Spider-Man what's his spider sense telling him right now, and Miles says something very bad is coming. So far, the arc is interesting. For the past few issues have been fleshing out the status quo for Brooklyn Spider-Man with more original villains like Rabble, Hightail, and Ramir that who don't read the comics complained about. Even brought back a classic Hobgoblin for him to fight. It's weird that now when I look back at it, they pawned off Hobgoblin onto Miles because Peter has Green Goblin to fight. Back to the story though. We see Miles getting better with his detective skills and training his powers, like evolving his spider sense into a radar to search for danger in an area around him to find trouble is a cool aspect. It seems that if you want to have a fun classic Spider-Man adventure, either read Miles' book or wait for an Elseworlds title, then read Amazing Spider-Man right now. Miles seems to be a likable Spider-Man, or at the very least the one who doesn't have a lot of beef with anyone in particular except for a one-sided beef with Rabble, where he literally said he doesn't even know who she is. Cody Ziegler is doing a lot of great things in this book since they only gave him 12 issues originally, and that has increased from the reception the book has gotten. That should do it for this video. Look forward to select videos like this one from titles that I am reading, not all of them, just some of them. So with that, I'll see you in the next video.